Hello and welcome to this short tutorial on entering new sessions into our sessions database for the annual meeting. To start with, open up the internet browser and type in sessions.acro.org into your URL, as you can see right there. And that'll bring you to, well, first I've got to log off, but that'll bring you to the login page, and then you've got to enter in your Acro login and password. There are tools in case you've forgotten how to log in. You can go to this search for your Acro record, and I always put in my last name because that's the easiest way to find it. And then you hit submit and find your record, click on it, and it will automatically populate your login there. If you've also forgotten your password, just go ahead and copy that login and then paste it into this username window right here. And then you have to enter in the security message, which is sometimes hard to read, so you can click that little audio challenge if you prefer. And once you type that in, sometimes it's more difficult than others, you go ahead and hit submit, and you will be emailed a link to a page where you can easily create a new password. Pretty sweet. But I know my password, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Alright, this just to confirm all your information is correct. You can make changes, hit submit changes. If you make a mistake, hit reset. Otherwise, just go no changes, continue. And this is the home page. You might not see all of this stuff, but the most important things are session reviews and session proposals. So go to that first one there, session proposals, and that'll bring you to this page. Just for the sake of this is like the review page, all the submissions that you've made, so you can just hit that X mark there as long as you haven't submitted it already, and it will delete it because we want to start with a fresh slate. So you go to this drop down menu where it says select one, and then you select the correct meeting. So for this one would be annual meeting 2015. Click on that, and then you should see that fill out there with the submit new, so go ahead and click it. And this is the main page where you enter in all the necessary information. So we'll go step by step on what each thing does. This first part here is basically your tentative title, so just enter in whatever title you think is appropriate. Can be changed later, obviously. Session type, you can either do session or workshops. If you do happen to do a workshop, we have to do a separate budget request form, so most of the time you're going to hit session. The session workshop form is available on the website in case you do have to do a workshop. Alright, the short description is no more than 500 characters including spaces, and this is if your session is selected, included in the annual meeting printed program that's distributed at the meeting to everybody. So make that short and sweet. The detailed description can be more, and that's posted on the annual meeting website, so if you feel like it would benefit by a longer description, then go ahead and enter that in there. The committee is the committee that most closely aligns with the session topic, and these are all listed here, each and every committee and each and every group, so just go ahead and select whichever one makes the most sense. Alright. Learning outcomes are what we want the audience to take away from the session. So this is a free form field. Just put in whatever you think will make sense, and that is also printed in the annual meeting program, assuming that it is selected, and on the website for that matter. So they will be better, stronger, and faster. Primary interest tracks are listed alphabetically, so you can choose whatever makes sense. You can even do down there, you can do other if you wanted to. As I'll go over a little bit later, you just put that in the comments field at the very end of the form if you happen to do an other. The intended audience is for whoever should be attending the thing, a general audience, a lot of experience, etc., etc. So put that in there. If you do select other, just make sure you indicate what the intended audience is in that free form field there. So the length of session preference, you can do 60 or 75 minutes, or you can hit no preference. We only have a limited number of 75-minute slots, so make sure you choose carefully. The estimated attendance is how many people you think will attend. And try to be realistic with this number, because if you do select the 101 150, we have to make sure we have a room large enough to accommodate that. So try to be realistic about it. So the webinar guidelines are whether you think the session will be appropriate to deliver in a webinar. You click on that link and it will give you some idea of what would make it applicable. There is one error there, is that we no longer make people pay for webinars. It's a member benefit. So go ahead in there and take a look through and see if it's a good idea. It is a good way to market your webinar in advance or afterwards in any case. The polling system is, well, you can click on the link there, the Turning Technologies link, to figure out exactly what you want to do with it. It is limited to a 50 participant maximum as of now anyway, but we haven't fully determined how or what exact program we're going to use to implement it. So basically at this point, just think, if you want to make the session more interactive, have polls show up in the presentation in real time, this is a good idea to do it. By 2015 we will probably have this sorted out. So if you want it, hit yes or no. Now, the AV requests, as you can see, it's written down there. There's a number of things that we provide immediately. You get a Windows-based PC, LCD projector, a screen and podium microphone, and you also get internet access through an Acro-provided presentation computer, which is connected to the house audio system there. Basically, if you do want additional AV, it's all listed right there. If you don't need any, just make sure you go ahead and click the no additional AV required. And the additional presenter is a little bit tricky, but if you read through there, it'll give you a good idea. If you are submitting the session but you don't intend to present, then you would hit that first option, yes, there will be additional presenters, or no, I am the owner of the session. If you are submitting and you're the only presenter, then go ahead and hit no. So most of the time you're going to hit yes. And again, the comments are things that would be useful for people that are reviewing your session. Now down here you can either save or submit for review. If you save, you can go back and edit everything and it won't be available for anyone else to review. If you submit for review, all you can do is edit the presenters. But either way, the next button you hit from here will bring you to the screen, which is the submitter roles, and then finally the presenter roles. So you just confirm your role for it, if you're going to be a co-presenter, moderator, etc., etc. You can check multiple boxes, so make sure that you unselect or select whichever one that you are. And then when you're done, you hit save. And this is where you manage your participants. So here is where you can add other presenters. They can either be Acro members, in which case you would go to that Find Member button and do the same thing like we did with password and username retrieval, and enter in the last name of the person. I'm going to put my own in and see if anybody else has my name. And it turns out 4 do. So let's get Ken over here. We'll select Ken and continue to role selection. Alright, so all of his information is populated there. I didn't get his permission, so I'm not going to list his email or number. But you select what he's going to be. Can't be the owner because you are, but he can be a presenter, moderator, co-presenter. When you're done, you hit save, and he'll be added to that bottom screen there with his position, company, contact as if you want to send him an email. However, you can also add non-members. You would just manually fill in each field. So let's just say we get a celebrity to come for whatever reason. We just start typing out his name. So you start with your first name there, then the last name. Put in whatever phone number you have on record, although that's not a required field, so you don't have to put that in. You put in the company, and then you would put in the email. The contact information is not required. The only thing that is the name. But in any case, once you save it, his name will populate up there, and then you're good to go. If you made a mistake, you can just hit remove. But if you are all finished, then there's that little done button on the middle left of the screen, which I'm about to click, and that will save the session. Alright, so this is what the screen looks like once you have saved it. You can delete, as I showed you in the very beginning there. The clone function, as it turns out, it's not working right now, but you wouldn't really need to worry about it in any case. The upload manager can be helpful if you want to upload the PowerPoint at any point. Bios for each presenter, they're all listed right there, so those are helpful little things. And as you can see there, it also has what file types you can upload, so you can even put bio pictures, for example. That little screen right there, that button, is to go back to the participant management page, so you can find out, add or remove presenters. And if you click on this little print icon here, it will come up with a print-friendly screen, as we can see here, which will have the title and all the information you listed there in a nice readable format. And then if you click on the title test there, that's the name of your presentation. You go back to the edit submission screen, so you can make as many edits as you want to. Again, that option won't be available if you do submit for review, so just try to keep that in mind. And yeah, that's basically how you add sessions into the database.